everyone, welcome back. So in my last video I have explained you the differences between sway and non-sway frames, and I've told you how to sort out the differences between a sway and a non-sway frame, and we have already solved a problem related to non-sway frame. Let's continue. I'll solve another model of non-sway portal frame today. Okay, so you observe you have a portal frame ABCD and you have two point loads acting on BC, okay, on the beam BC, and the columns AB and CD are subjected to no loading. Okay, now let's continue. We'll apply slope deflection method and we will continue. Okay, right. So what is our first step in slope deflection method? Writing the fixed end moments. Okay, so step 1, fixed end moments. So this is also written as FEM. Okay, I'll write fixed end moments first. So fixed end moments, so first one will be M bar AB. So for this column AB, I'll take from left to right. So when you're taking from left to right, it will be an anti-clock moment, so we'll take minus. But since there is no loading on the column AB, M bar AB is 0. Next, M bar BA is also 0. Okay, next comes M bar BC. Now this is very important when you are doing for M bar BC. Just I'll tell you why, because when there is one point load which is eccentric, you could have directly take the formula minus AB square by L square, but now we have 2 point loads. So I'll just show you here. See now, it's like this. Okay, just assume our BC is like this. Okay, and let's take the first point load. Okay, 80 kilonewton, and see, the distance from B to first point load is 2 meters. Distance between the 2 point loads is again 2 meters, and again the distance of second point load 80 kilonewton is also at a distance of 2 meters from D. Okay, so if we take this first point load 80 kilonewton, what is this distance? 2 meters. From the support it is 2 meters. Okay, and what will be the remaining distance? It will be 4 meters. Okay, the total span. I'm considering only first point load. So in this case we take this as A and this we take this as B. Now similarly consider the next second point load. Okay, why? Because on the same beam we are having another point load that is also 80 kilonewton, but from B, how much distance is this 80 kilonewton? 4. 2 plus 2. So this is 4 meters. What is this distance? 2 meters. Okay, so now in this case, this 4 meters take it as small d, and this 2 meters take it as small d. Okay, don't take it as again AB, we'll get a confusion. Now when we are doing for 2 point loads at a time, so M bar BC will be minus W AB square by L square minus W, or else you can just take it as W1 W2, since you are having 2 point loads, minus W2 CD square by L square. I hope you understood the correlation, right? A minus W AB square by L square. Similarly, we are adding CD square by L square. So I'll substitute and see how much I'll get the value. Minus, this is 80 into what is A? 2 into B square means 4 square by what is total span of BC? 6, right? So 6 square minus W2 is again 80 into what is C distance? 4 into D is again 2 square by this is again 6 square. So I'll solve for M bar BC here. M bar BC is equal to, I'll get minus, so I got minus 106.67 kilonewton meter. Similarly, I'll do for M bar CB. How do you do for M bar CB now? This will become plus W1 A square B by L square plus W2 C square D by L square. Okay, I'll just substitute the values. W is again 80. 80 into 2 square into 4 by 6 square plus again 80 into what is C? 4. 4 square into D is again 2 by 6 square. So let me solve for M bar CB. Okay, so I got plus 106.67 kilonewton meter. Now let's see for what is M bar DC. Why? Because again you have to see from left to right, D to C you have to go. So M bar DC is again 0. Why? Because there is no load on the column CD. Similarly, M bar CD is also 0. Okay, we are having only for BC. Okay, now what is our step 2 about? Step 2 is slope deflection equations. So let's write the slope deflection equations. So before writing the slope deflections equations, our frame is a non-portal frame, so our delta will be 0 here. Okay, so I'll start off with MAB. So what is formula for MAB? MAB is equals to m bar AB plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B minus 3 delta by L. This is the regular formula. First I'm writing. Now I'll simplify here. Okay, for AB, I is given as I only, so no problem. Next, theta A. Theta A is 0. Why? Because A is fixed. Okay, it is a fixed support at A. Next, delta is also 0. Why? It is a non-sway frame. Okay, so now let's substitute and check for MAB. So MAB is equal to, what is m bar AB? 0. 0 plus 2 EI by, what is the span of AB? 4 into theta B. So finally what will be my MAB is equals to, MAB will be equal to EI by 2 into theta B. I'll take this as equation number 1. Similarly, I'll write for MBA. So what is MBA equal to? M bar BA plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta A minus 3 delta by L. So again here theta A is 0. Why? Because end A is fixed, and also delta is 0. Why? Because it's a non-portal frame. So MBA is equals to, so this is 0 plus 2 EI by 4 into 2 theta B. Okay, finally what will be MBA is equals to? It will be just EI theta B. Okay, now take this as equation number 2. Similarly, let's solve for MBC. MBC is equal to m bar BC plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta C minus 3 delta by L. Okay, same again, only delta will be 0 in this case. Why? Because here B is not fixed. Okay, so theta B will exist. Similarly, theta C also will exist, but only delta is 0. Why? Because there is no swaying. Okay, so MBC will be now equal to, what was m bar BC? We got minus 106.67 plus 2E into, what is I of BC? 2 times I. Okay, so 2 into E into 2 times I by, what is span of BC? 6 into 2 theta B plus theta C. Only delta is 0 here. So finally what is MBC equal to? Minus 106.67 plus, this is 2 1s, 2 3s, and you'll be getting 4 EI by 3. Okay, into theta B plus, you'll be getting 2 by 3 EI theta C. Okay, well, because this is 4 by 6 into 2, so 2 1s, 2 3s, it will be 4 by 3 EI theta B. Here it is 4 by 6, so 2 2s, 2 3s. So yeah, this is MBC. Now let it be as equation number 3. Okay, now similarly let's write for another slope deflection equation, which is MCB. So MCB is equals to m bar CB plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta B minus 3 delta by L. So what is 0? Only delta is 0. So MCB will be equal to, what was m bar CB? 106.67 plus 2E into I is again 2I by 6 into 2 theta C plus theta B. Okay, now MCB is equal to 106.67 plus, what will you get? You will be getting 2 EI by 3 theta B plus 4 EI by 3 theta C. Okay, this is equation number 4. Similarly, let's write the next slope deflection equation, which is M. So I'm taking from D to C. Okay, left to right. Generally we take for columns right from the left, which is the bottom support, to upwards, like this we take. So what is MDC equal to? So this is equal to m bar DC plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta D plus theta C minus 3 delta by L. So here theta D is 0, since because D is fixed, and since it's a non-sway portal frame, again delta is 0. So MDC is equal to 0 plus 2E into I is the same, I by 4 into theta C. Okay, so what will be MDC now? MDC will be equal to directly EI by 2 theta C. This is equation number 5. Similarly, let's write for MCD. MCD is equal to m bar CD plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta D minus 3 delta by L. Okay, and similarly for this, theta D is 0, delta is also 0. So MCD is equal to 0 plus 2 EI by 4 into 2 theta C. And finally, what does our MCD will give us? MCD will give us EI theta C. Okay, this will be our equation number 6. So with this step, we are done with writing all the 6 slope deflection equations. So what is our step 3? To write the equilibrium condition. Right, so our step 3, as I've told you, is writing the equilibrium condition. So how we'll apply the equilibrium condition now in our frame? So see here, we'll apply one equilibrium condition at joint B, and we'll apply another equilibrium condition at joint C. So what will be the equilibrium condition at joint B? MBA plus MBC is equal to 0. Similarly at C it will be MCB plus MCD equal to 0. Okay, now I'll write that equation. So first let's write the two equilibrium equations. What are they? MBA plus MBC is equal to 0, and similarly MCB plus MCD is equal to 0. Why? Because we have only two unknowns, theta B and theta C. So we require only two equilibrium conditions to find the unknowns. So I'll write for first MBA plus MBC. So what was our MBA? So MBA means EI theta B plus MBC is minus 106.67 plus 4 EI by 3 theta B plus 2 EI by 3 theta C should be equal to 0. I'll just simplify this equation. So this becomes minus 106.67, and this is EI theta B, and here you have 4 EI by 3 theta B. Okay, so just take a LCM. LCM will be 3, and this is 3 times 3 plus 4 will be 7. So plus 7 EI by 3 theta B. Okay, here there's nothing. Okay, plus 2 EI by 3 theta C is equal to 0. Let us take this as equation number 7. Okay. Similarly, I'll apply the second equilibrium condition, MCB. What was our MCB? 106.67 plus next 2 EI by 3 theta B, 2 EI by 3 theta B plus 4 EI by 3 theta C. And what is MCD? MCD is EI theta C. So plus EI theta C is equal to 0. I'll just simplify this. So this becomes 106.67 plus 2 EI by 3 theta B plus, again take an LCM, it will be 3 times. So 3 plus 4 will become 7. 7 EI by 3 theta C will be equal to 0. This will be our equation number 8. Now what we have to do? Just solve equations 7 and 8. Solving equations 7 and 8. Okay, just take your calci and you can set up as an equation mode, and just you can enter both the values. You'll get the values of EI theta B and also EI theta C. So I'll just solve and tell you the answers. Right, so I have solved and I got the values of two roots. I got EI theta B as plus 63.87, which I'll take it as 64. So I got a positive value, which is a clockwise direction, and I got EI theta C as see here, minus 63.874 means it is, I'll take it as minus 64. I'll make a round figure, okay, for the easy calculation. So these are the values of slopes. Now what is the next step for us? Step 4. What is step 4 about? Substituting these slopes in slope deflection equations to get the final moments. So step 4 is about final moments. Okay, now let's write for final moments. How do you get it? Substituting the values of ei theta b comma ei theta c in equations 1 to 6. Why? Because all 1 to 6 are slope deflection equations. So once I substitute in first equation, I'll get MAB, next I'll get MBA, next I will get MBC, next I will get MCB, next I will get MCD, okay, or else, okay, let's write MCD, no problem, and MDC. Okay, I just want to tell you only one thing. Since here on CD we are not having any load, we can just take, we are writing M bar CD and M bar DC to be 0. But suppose there is any load acting here, when you are writing slope deflection equations, always remember, after writing M bar BC and after writing M bar CB, that is where in the step 1, you have to, when you are doing for the column CD, you can write M bar CD first. That's not an issue. It's not the thing that which you are writing first. You can write M bar CD first or you can write M bar DC first. But the thing is that you have to be careful with the clock and anti-clock direction. Okay, so like you can start off writing with M bar AB, M bar BA, M bar BC, M bar CB, then M bar CD, then M bar DC. That's not an issue. But when you're writing for M bar CD, you should take positive. In a flow, don't take it as negative. Why? For this column CD, C is on the right side. So when you're coming from right to left, it should be a clockwise moment. It should be positive. Okay, that difference you maintain. And when you're writing M bar DC, you will be getting obviously negative, since you're going in the column from left to right. This difference you please note down. Okay, yeah, now I'll come back to our problem. Now I'll just substitute the values of ei theta b and ei theta c in all the 6 equations, and I'll tell you the values of all the final moments. Yeah, so I have solved for final moments and I got the values as MAB, MBA, MBC, MCB, MCD and MDC. See here I got MAB as plus 32. Okay, so actually MAB should be an anti-clock moment, but here we got plus. Okay, so no problem, plus 32, and I got MBA as plus 64. Similarly MBC as minus 64, MCB is plus 64 again, MCD is minus 64 and MDC is also minus 32. Here also our MDC must be negative. Okay, why? Because since we are taking it in anti-clock direction, but MCD should be positive, but here we got both negative. Okay, here we got both positive and here we got both negative. Okay, now after the calculation of final moments, what is that we need to, we have to start drawing the bending moment diagram. And also as I've told you, I'll show you how to draw the bending moment diagram. Also let's see how to calculate the reactions also. Okay, so coming to our step 5. So our step 5 is about shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Okay, so rather some people write this as reactions also. That's not an issue, anything you can write. Okay, why? Because I'm following since the same pattern, I'll take it like this only. And for drawing shear force diagram you require the reactions. And remember, for solving reactions in portal frames, first you need to draw the free body diagram of the entire frame. Okay, why? Because you got the although you got the moments, and at the support also you'll be having a horizontal load. Why? Because if you remember our frame, see here A is fixed, D is fixed. At a fixed support you have 3 unknowns. You have a vertical reaction, you have a horizontal reaction, and you have a moment also, correct? So we calculated moment MAB. Now we need to calculate RA as well as HA. Similarly at D is also fixed support, means at fixed support again you have 1 vertical reaction, 1 horizontal reaction and 1 moment. Moment I have already calculated. I require RD value, which is reaction in vertical direction, and I require HD value, which is reaction horizontal direction. Okay, then I'll check the values and see whether this frame is balanced or not. Okay, I mean all the reactions are correct or not. I'll just cross check. I'll tell you how to check also. But now we need to draw the free body diagram of this entire frame. You know how to draw a free body diagram, right? You learn in your mechanics. Just remove all the supports. We draw the free body diagram by removing all the supports and only by giving the loads. Okay, and whatever reactions and loads are there, only that we will draw. We will remove the supports. Okay, so I'll remove support A and D, which means I have to put a reaction here in a vertical direction. I have to put a reaction in a horizontal direction, and I have to put a moment. Similarly at D also I'll do the same. So step 5, first you have to write, consider the free body diagram. Consider the free body diagram of the frame. Okay, okay, we'll draw this by parts. You know, I'll draw the free body diagram. So this is for BC, and I'll take little space and I'll draw for AB and for CD. Okay, now for BC. Okay, so let's say that this is RB, this is RC. Okay, so next here I have A, right? So here will be RA, here will be HA. Similarly at D I'll be having HD, and I'll be having reaction RD. And also we have calculated moments just now, right? All the final moments, we will write those values also. Now if you observe the final moment, what is AB? 32, which is clock. BA 64, which is clock. Let's draw that first. So on AB, this column AB, so let's mention here, that's not a problem. B, C, this is A and this is B. Okay, for your clarification I'm writing. So AB is also clock, BA is also clock. Okay, how do you denote the clock direction? Just you have to show a clock direction. So AB is a clock direction with how much was the value? 32, and BA is 64. Yeah, so this is 32. Okay, and next, what is BA? BA is 64 and it is also clock direction, right? So like this is 64, correct? Clock. Now I'll finish off CD part also. CD, what I got? MCD minus 64 means 64 in anti-clock direction. MDC is 32 in anti-clock direction. CD, yeah, means from C to D. C to D. How do I need to show now the anti-clock direction? Right, anti-clock direction means going like this, correct? So I'll show anti-clock like this. How much is this? 64, correct? C to D is 64 only, no? Yeah, and DC is 32. So it will be like this, which is 32. Now see like this, if you observe like this, see anti-clock, anti-clock, clock, clock. Perfect, right? Now let's do for BC. BC is minus 64 and CB is 64. Okay, BC is minus 64. So this is anti-clock and this is 64 positive clock. Perfect. So like this, first you have to draw the free body diagram. Now I'll calculate the reactions. Now see here, RA and your RB are on the same line, correct? RA and your RB are on the same line. So whatever value you get for reaction RB will be same for RA also. Similarly, RC and RD also are on the same line. They are collinear. So whatever value you get for RC will be same for RD also. You need not calculate again and again. It will be the same. Okay. So now consider the span BC. Okay, I'll consider the span BC. The same regular way of calculation of reactions. So it is again, I'll put the load here. This is 80 kilonewton and this is also 80 kilonewton. And you remember the distance, right? This is 2, 2 and 2. Okay, so I'll start off directly. Or else should I show you here? Yeah, better we'll show it here. So this is 2 meters. This is also 2 meters and this is also 2 meters. Perfect. Now let's start. Consider the span BC. So RB plus RC is equal to 80 plus 80. sum of upward force equal to downwards, 80 plus 80 is 160. Then taking moments about B. Taking moments about B. Okay, once you take moments about B, what will happen? Minus RC into total span is 6 plus this 80 if you consider 80 into 4 plus if you consider this 80 into 2. Okay, don't forget this moment 64 and 64. This 64 is clock direction plus 64. This 64 is anti-clock direction. Minus 64 is equal to 0. So minus RC into 6 plus this becomes 320 plus this becomes 160. This is already 0 is equal to 0. 64 will get cancelled obviously. So minus RC into 6 is equal to minus 480. So finally my RC comes out to be 80 kilonewton. Right? 480 by 6 is 80. So if you substitute this back here, what will be RB now? RB also will be equal to 80 kilonewton. See, this is a symmetrical frame. That's why you are getting the same values. Right now RB and RC are same. Are 80 and 80. I told you right already. RA and RB are collinear. So means RA and RB are lying on the same line. So now I got RB. Means RA is also 80. Similarly RD is also 80. So therefore RA is also 80 kilonewton. And similarly RD is also 80 kilonewton. So finally I got all the reactions so that I can draw the shear force diagram. Next is I said we'll have a small check, right? So for having that check, let's calculate first horizontal reactions. See, we have calculated only vertical reactions now. I calculated RA, RB, RC and RD. I didn't calculate HA and HD, right? This also we need to calculate, right? How to get the values of HA and HD now? So what you have to do is, at B you have to, to get the value of HA, at B you have to take the moment. Okay, I'll repeat. To get the horizontal reaction at A, you have to take moment at B. Similarly, to get the horizontal reaction HD, you need to take the moment at C. Okay, now I'll take the moments. So I'll just solve for HA and HD. As I've told you, for HA you need to take moments at B. Okay, so now taking moments at B. Okay, take moments at B. Just make sigma MB is equal to 0. So I'll write moments at B and make sigma MB is equal to 0 as I've told you. So for your easy understanding purpose, I've just turned the paper so that it's easy to write the moments now. Okay, so now here I've just written B. Now I want moments at B. Okay, so see the moments at B. Now see how HA will come towards B. HA is a horizontal force. We have to multiply with the vertical distance to get the moment. What is the vertical height of AB? 4. So HA into 4 will be the moment which is coming from A, correct? So, and how is HA coming towards B? A clock or anti-clock? See, it is coming like this from left to right, means it is anti-clock. So minus HA into what is the height of the column? 4, right? RA is obviously collinear. It is passing through B, so RA doesn't make any moment. You have the 64. How is 64 acting at B? It is acting in a clock direction. So plus 64. And this 32 also will come near B, no? It will go like this and come back. How is this coming? This is also, 32 is also coming in a clock direction. So plus 32 is equal to 0. So minus HA into 4 is equal to minus 96. I hope you are clear. I'm repeating once again. Taking moments at B, only HA will act here. RA is passing through the point where we are taking the moment, so it doesn't make any moment. RA into 0 it will be. So HA is horizontal force, so multiply with vertical distance. Why? Because moment means force into perpendicular distance. If the force is horizontal, you have to multiply with the perpendicular distance, means perpendicular height, which is vertical height. So HA is going towards B in an anti-clock direction. It will go like this. So minus HA into 4. This is plus 64. 64 and 32 are following the same pattern. So plus 32. So finally, I'll be getting HA as 96 by 4. So how much will be my HA now? It is 24. Correct? 24 kilonewton. Okay, 4 ones, 4 twos are 8 and 4 4 is 16, right? Similarly, I'll do for CD also. Similar pattern, okay? Now, taking moments at C, okay? Now, let's see for C now. Again, RD is passing through C, so it is not giving any moment. HD is here. How is HD going towards C? HD is moving upwards and it will turn like this, which is clock moment. So, it will be plus HD into what is the height? 4. See how 32 is going towards C? Anti-clock. Minus 32. How 64 is going? Again anti-clock. Minus. So, here HD into 4 plus HD into 4 minus 64 minus 32 equal to 0. So again HD into 4 is equal to 96. Again HD is also equal to 24 kilonewton. See now, HA and HD are equal in magnitude. I got both the values positive. Why? Because I took HA from left to right and I took HD from right to left. Means what? Both are 24 and 24. They are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Why? Because when I followed this sign convention only, I got both to be positive. Means what? H and HD are equal. Means our reactions are correct. So this is our check. So our check is HA is equal to HD. Hence, okay. Okay, why? Because if you don't get same values, we could have gone somewhere in calculating the moments and the reactions. Okay. Now let's do last step, or let's just draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So for drawing bending moment diagram, I'll tell you one sign convention, one easy way to draw. Okay, so whatever it may be a beam or the column, whatever it may be, just follow this. So have this in your mind. Okay, so this is the beam line or a column line. If when you are moving from left to right, okay, say suppose this is A and this is some B, okay, or I'll say this is some B and this is C, okay, according to our problem I'll tell you. So when you take the beam A, BC, MBC, if you get negative, MBC, if you get negative, we should draw above the line, okay, and if you get MBC positive, you should draw below the line. Similarly, when you're doing for MCB, when you get positive, draw above the line. When you get negative, draw below the line. So remember this sign convention. Even for column also. For column also, just you turn the column like this, and again this will become like a beam. And again, when you're doing from this side to this side, if it comes negative, draw upwards. When it comes positive, draw downwards. Okay. Now I'll start off drawing for our problem. So if you remember, these are our moments, correct? So first one is MAB. So MAB, I got it as, say this was our A. Okay, actually we shouldn't write, but okay, still I'll write for you. Say this is our A actually. This is B. This was our C and this was our D. Correct? So now if you consider AB, now just tilt your paper like this. So how much was our MAB? Our MAB was 32. As I have told you, when you are moving from left to right, when you get minus, you should draw upwards. When you are getting positive, you should draw downwards. Now MAB, it is from left to right, but I got positive. I got plus 32. So now we should draw below this line. So this is plus 32. Okay, this magnitude will be 32. Next, how much is MBA? MBA is 64. According to our sign convention, if when you are moving from right to left, when you get positive, you should draw upwards. So MBA is right to left. I got positive 64, so I can draw upwards. So 64 is like this. Okay. So now just join them. Clear, people? This is how you need to start drawing the bending moment diagram. Okay. So this is plus 32 and this is 64, and this was also plus. We got both the values plus. Okay. Now what is the next beam? BC, right? For BC also we'll follow the same pattern. What was MBC? Minus 64. As I've told you, MBC means left to right, minus means you should draw upwards. So draw like this. This is also 64. Next, What is MCB? 64 plus again C2B, you got positive, again draw upwards. So this is also 64. Okay, now what you have to do, just join them. So since they are equal in magnitude, you will get box or a rectangle. Next, what is MCD? C2D. C2D means from again left to right. How much I got MCD? Minus 64. So when you're moving from left to right, if you get minus, you have to draw it to upward direction. Right, CD I got, okay, CD, right? CD I got minus 64, right? So our column, you can just keep it like this. CD means from right to left. So from right to left, if you get negative, you have to draw downwards. How much I got? Minus 64. So I should draw downwards, right? Like this I will get my 64. Next, what was last one? MDC, minus 32. Okay, MDC means again from left to right. Left to right, if it is minus, you have to draw upward. So for this beam, I have to draw upwards. This is 32. Now again, what you have to do, just join them. Okay, this was minus, this was minus. Next, we have to draw the bending moment diagram according to given loading, right? So we had 2 point loads, 80 and 80 with 2 meter distance. So say this is some 2 meters distance here. I have 180 kilonewton load here. I have another 80 kilonewton load here. I had like this. So what was the intensity of the loading? 80. So what will be the ordinate of this, or what will be the bending moment at this point? 80 into perpendicular distance, 80 into 2, which will be 160. So just mark 160 like this. This is already 64, right? So what will be this ordinate? Just this ordinate, it will be 96. Similarly, this also will be 160. Why? Because again 80 into 2. So this will be our bending moment diagram. Make sure from here to here only is 96. Total is 160. So this is how you have to draw the bending moment diagram. So this will be our BMD in kilonewton meter. So coming to the shear force diagram, we need the reactions for this. So how much did I get HD value? As HA and HD I require first. So HA value was 24, HD value also was 24. Okay, I'll follow the sign convention as left side upward positive, LUP, and RUN, right side upward negative. I will follow this sign convention for drawing the shear force diagram. Some people follow the reverse. It's anything is fine, but for this diagram I'll follow like this. Okay, so now this was our A, this was our D, this was our C, and this was our B. Okay, just for remembering. Okay, I'm writing like this. Now HA is acting from left to right like this. It was acting like this, right? So now we just turn your paper like this. Now this AB looks like a beam, and our HD is acting like this downwards. So what is the sign convention I'm following? Left side upward positive means if I get a reaction like this, I should write positive, but I got downwards. HA is acting downwards means it became left side downward negative. When left side upward is positive, obviously left side downward will be negative. So like this you'll get, and the same will continue till here. Okay, this is how much? 24, and this is negative. Okay, similarly I will do for CD also. First I'll finish off horizontal reactions. Now the CD is also looking like a same, or like this. Like this is also fine. Okay, we'll do like this better. Now CD is also looking like a beam, same. How was our HD acting? HD was acting like this, correct? So I'm following right side upward negative, means right side downward will be positive. So now you have to draw above the beam or the column. So you will be getting your shear force diagram like this, positive. Okay, now we'll finish it off for B and C. Okay, so now our shear force diagram for B will be, how much was here? 80, right? Our RB was 80. Okay, here one point will mark, one point will mark here where 80 kilonewton acted. So till here it will continue like this. So there is no nothing in between these 2 point loads. So the gap will be like this only. Again it will go like this. Okay, you can just till here. Our B is still here only. See, we have, why? Because the shear force we have drawn beyond C. So our beam is only till here. So this is positive and this is negative. Right side upward negative, left side upward positive. So like this you have to complete your SFD. So finally you can write SFD in kilonewton. This is also 24 and this is 80 and this is also 80. So like this you have to complete the entire diagram. Okay, so thank you.